Hello, and welcome to episode 170 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. This channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'm reviewing a favorite of mine, Majestic 12, The Space Invaders Part IV. Majestic 12, The Space Invaders Part IV was released in 1990 by Taito. My first time playing this game was at Gala Lanes in Naperville, Illinois. Majestic 12 is a space shooter game in which you control a spaceship with a two-way joystick and two buttons, one to fire and one for the special weapon. This game is the fourth official sequel to Space Invaders and plays similarly, although there are many differences from the original game. Your ship is equipped with an automatic shield, meaning if you get hit by an enemy shot, you won't lose a life. You'll begin with either 1, 2, 3, or 0 shields based on management settings. If your ship is hit when you have 0 shields remaining, you will lose a life. Unlike the original Space Invaders games, if an invader lands, you will only lose a life instead of ending the game. If you lose all your lives, you are allowed to continue, although you will begin with the score as 0. Management has the option to turn off the continue option. A majority of the waves will consist of 55 invaders similarly to the original game. In addition, about 6 seconds after the wave begins and about every 6 seconds thereafter, a flying saucer will fly across the top of the playfield. It will take about 4.5 seconds for the saucer to fly across the playfield. Shooting the ship will not only grant you points, but it will drop a power-up pill. Catching this pill will grant you one of 8 different power-ups. On later levels, once a ship reaches halfway across the screen, it will change and speed up for the rest of the way across. The first power-up is an A pill. Catching this pill will bring out 4 barriers that look like those from the original Space Invaders, although now they aren't quite the same. The barriers are no longer damaged by shots, whether yours or an enemy. Shooting the barriers will cause them to raise up slightly, and if an enemy shoots them, they will lower slightly. Barriers will still intercept shots, but now if an invader contacts one, that invader will be destroyed. The barriers are limited to 20 hits, whether shots or invader contact. In addition, the barriers will explode on their own after 20 seconds. Second power-up is the D pill, which is the Destroy Beam. Catching this pill will give your ship the ability of firing 5 rockets when you press the special button. These rockets will fly randomly around the playfield, destroying anything in their path. You are limited to 2 sets of 5 rockets, although there is a catch. You only have 20 seconds to use these rockets, although there is another catch. Once you collect the D pill, the clock begins counting. If the timer reaches 10 seconds, you will only get 1 shot. Pressing the special button will cause the rockets to fly around for 10 seconds minus the time that is clicked off the clock, meaning if you wait 3 seconds to press the button, the rockets will fly around 7 seconds. The third power-up is an F pill, which is firepower. Catching this pill will grant you 1 super shot. Pressing the special button will fire a shot that will begin as a laser firing upward into the center of the screen. Once the laser reaches the center of the screen, it will explode into 24 crescent-shaped fireballs. These fireballs will appear 4 at a time and will destroy every enemy in their path. The fourth power-up is an H pill, which is the hyper laser. Catching this pill will grant you 2 horizontal lasers. Pressing the special button will fire a shot upward that will explode and change into a large horizontal laser that will destroy everything in that row and then proceed to move down the playfield. If you only have a few invaders left, they may move directly into the beam because of their faster speed. The fifth power-up is an L pill, which is the Buster laser. Catching this pill will grant your ship a powerful laser. Pressing the special button will cause your ship to fire a vertical laser that will destroy everything in its path. You can destroy multiple columns of invaders at a time while using this laser. The sixth power-up is the P pill, which grants power-up shots. Catching this pill will allow your ship to fire 2 shots as opposed to 1. The seventh power-up is an S pill, which is a shield. Catching this pill will add 1 shield unit to your ship. Eighth power-up is the T pill, which is the time stop. Catching this pill will stop all invaders in place for about 10 seconds. While the invaders are frozen in place, you are able to shoot them. There will also be a large butterfly on screen, although it will not affect gameplay. You can monitor the time remaining on your power-ups at the bottom center of the screen. The game begins on the Sector Select screen. This game has 12 sectors, each having 3 waves, although you will only face 5 of them. Each sector will have a different background as well as different shaped invaders. After defeating the 3 waves, you'll face another sector consisting of a bonus wave. The path you take will determine which 5 sectors you will face. At the beginning of the game, you have 2 sectors to choose from. Choosing the left sector will bring you to a cityscape with red and purple sky. You'll face 11 columns of 5 invaders each. The invaders will be the same type as the original game. The first round you'll need to hit each invader once to cause it to disappear. The second round, you still need to only hit the invaders once, although now shooting an invader will cause the invaders above it to fall down and fill in the space, meaning the bottom row will always have 11 invaders unless all 5 invaders of the column have been destroyed. On the third round, you'll need to shoot many of the invaders multiple times. Shooting these invaders will cause them to stretch to double the width, and they will need to be shot 2 more times to destroy them. Choosing the right sector will bring you to a purple cloudscape. These clouds will be continuously moving. In addition, the invaders will now be gray robots. The first round plays the same as the first round to the left. The second round will only have 32 invaders, although now they will be in a circular formation. The outer and inner ring of these invaders will spin counterclockwise and the middle ring will spin clockwise. The entire formation will move across the top of the playfield. You still only need to hit each invader once to destroy them. On the third round, the invaders will change to a colored and updated version of the original invaders. The formation will return to the original 55, and you also need to shoot each invader once. Clearing 3 waves of either sector will bring you to a bonus round. This will be the cattle mutilation round. This round takes place in a farm pasture. There will be 6 cows roaming on the bottom of the playfield. 48 large flying saucers will fly around the playfield in smaller groups. You can shoot these ships for extra points, although occasionally they will get close to the ground and capture one of your cows. You need to shoot these ships before they reach the top of the playfield or the cow will be lost for good. You also need to avoid shooting the cows because your shots will destroy them. After all the ships have left or been destroyed, you will earn bonus points for all remaining cows, although your round won't end if you lose all your cows. After the cattle mutilation round, you will return to the sector select screen. This level will have 3 sectors, although you will only be able to select 2 of them based on which sector you previously cleared. Choosing the far left sector will bring you to a space setting with the space station in the background. These invaders will also be robots, although different than those that I mentioned earlier. The first wave will consist of 11 columns of invaders, although they will be laid out in a checkerboard pattern. Shooting an invader that has a space next to it will cause it to split into 2 invaders. This will only happen once, so shooting an invader after it is split will cause it to disappear. The second layout will have a similar layout as the circular layout as before. The third wave will play the same as traditional Space Invaders. Clearing the third wave will bring you to a boss battle. This boss will have 4 swinging arms protecting a blue port. You need to hit this port 16 times to destroy the boss. The port will change from blue to yellow, then from yellow to red the closer you are to destroying the boss. Choosing the center sector will bring you to a different space setting with the moon and a different space station in the background. The first wave will have larger invaders, although now there will only be 32. These invaders will attack in 2 groups, 16 invaders per group. The groups will move independent of each other and will drop down when they hit either the edge or the center of the playfield. In addition to the invaders, there will be large asteroids falling downward toward your ship. You can shoot these asteroids for points, although once they are shot they will split into 8 smaller asteroids. You must avoid both sizes of these asteroids because if they contact your ship, it will cause you to lose either a shield or a life. The second wave will be similar to the first, although it will take 2 shots to destroy the top row of invaders. In addition, when the invaders reach the outside edge of the playfield, the invaders will swap places. The third wave will have the first 2 rows of invaders moving in opposite directions as the top 2 rows. Other than that, Wave 3 plays like a traditional wave. Clearing the third wave will also bring you to a boss battle, although it will be a different boss. This boss will have a detachable lower section. This part is invulnerable. While the lower piece is moving around, the upper portion is vulnerable. You need to hit the port of the upper portion 8 times to destroy it. Choosing the far right sector will take place above a planet's surface with the moon in the background. Wave 1 will consist of 62 invaders in an inverted V layout. The invaders will be split into 2 groups and will move independent of each other, similar to what I mentioned before. The second wave will have 55 invaders in the traditional layout, although now single invaders will attack downward similarly to Galaxian or Galaga, although they will never drop below the level above your ship, so they will never hit your ship, although they may fire shots that you may not be able to avoid. The third wave will consist of 55 invaders that will drop down a row when the lower invader is destroyed. Completing all 3 waves will also bring you to a boss battle. This boss will move around the playfield while shooting at your ship. About 7 seconds after the battle begins, and about every 7 seconds thereafter, the boss will fire a spiraling fireball at your ship. You need to shoot the fireball to destroy the boss. These bosses replace the cattle mutilation round. Defeating the boss will bring you back to the sector select screen. Now there are 4 sectors, although you still can only choose 2 based on which sector you just cleared. Choosing the far left sector will bring you to the inside of a space station that will continuously scroll to the left. There will be 55 invaders, although now they are geometrical shape and will continuously open and close. Shooting a lower invader will cause the upper ones to fall down like before. The second wave will consist of invaders shaped like robots. Each invader will consist of a different section of said robot. The third wave will consist of 14 columns of 5 invaders, although this wave will be much different. Instead of moving left and right, these invaders will only move to the right. If an invader moves off the right side of the playfield, it will appear on the left side 1 row lower. Choosing the left center sector will bring you to a planetscape consisting of a fiery river flowing between 2 mountains. The first wave will be the inverted V formation with the right and left sections moving separately. Wave 2 will have the 55 invaders that will drop down every time you shoot one. Wave 3 will also have 55 invaders at which single invaders will attack you Galaxian style. Choosing the right center sector will bring you to the inside of a gray structure that you are constantly moving through. The first wave will have 60 invaders attacking in 2 groups of 30 invaders each. The second wave will have 28 invaders in the checkerboard pattern, in which shooting an invader will cause it to split into 2 invaders. The third wave will consist of 32 invaders in the circular pattern like before. Choosing the far right sector will bring you to the inside of a gray structure, although this one will be stationary. The first wave will consist of 55 invaders that will attack in a traditional pattern. Wave 2 will consist of 28 invaders in the checkerboard pattern, in which the invaders will split into 2 invaders when shot. Wave 3 will consist of 14 columns of 5 invaders high. Just like earlier, these invaders will only move to the right, and when a column leaves the right side of the playfield, it will reappear on the left side 1 row lower. Completing the 3 waves of any of these sectors will bring you to another cattle mutilation round. This wave will be even harder than the first mutilation round. Clearing this round will bring you to the final sector select screen. You can choose either of the 2 sectors no matter which sector you just completed. Selecting the left sector will bring you back to space with an orange planet and a purple galaxy in the distance. The first wave will consist of 60 invaders and 2 sets of 30 invaders each. The second wave will have 55 invaders with singular invaders attacking Galaxian style. The third wave will have 28 invaders in the checkerboard pattern, with invaders that split into 2 when they're hit the first time. Clearing the third wave will bring you to another boss wave with the boss with the 4 swinging arms that protect the blue port. Just like before, you need to hit the port 16 times to destroy the boss. The port will change from blue to yellow to red the closer you are to defeating the boss. Selecting the right sector will bring you back to the space with the red and purple background. The first wave will consist of 55 invaders that attack in a traditional pattern. The second wave will consist of 32 invaders in the circular pattern. The third wave will consist of 28 invaders in the checkerboard pattern that split when hit the first time. Clearing the third wave will bring you to the boss battle. This boss is a 2-piece ship from earlier in the game that is only vulnerable when the lower piece has detached from the main piece and is attacking. It takes 8 hits to the main section to destroy both pieces. Completing either boss battle will bring you to another cattle mutilation round. This round will be even harder than the previous ones. After completing the cattle mutilation, you will face the final sector. The final sector takes place in front of a black hole. The first wave will have 45 invaders, some of which will require 4 hits to destroy them. The second wave will have 32 invaders in the circular pattern. The third wave will consist of 68 invaders, which will attack in 2 groups of 34 invaders each. Clearing the third wave will bring you to the final boss. The boss you face is based on whether you continued or not. If you continued at any point, you will face a large silver boss with 2 arms. The boss will move around the upper playfield and not only fire lasers at you from the arms, but will punch down at your ship. If either the shots or the arms contact your ship, you will lose a shield or a life. You can destroy these arms by shooting them 30 times each, although you will earn no points for doing so. After about 11 seconds and every 11 seconds thereafter, the boss will stop and fire a large laser downward, making it hard to shoot the boss. You need to shoot the main section of the boss 32 times to destroy it. Defeating the boss will end the game and bring you to the ending text screen. If you make it to the final boss without using any continues, you will face a giant invader-shaped boss. After 2 seconds and every 2 seconds thereafter, the boss will open up slightly and launch smaller invaders to defend the boss. The invaders will be regular, medium, and large size. The larger the invader, the more shots it will take to destroy it. If you get shot by either the boss or the invaders, you will lose a shield or a life. It will take 60 hits to destroy this boss. Defeating this boss will bring you to the ending text screen along with the credits screen. This game also offers 2-player simultaneous mode. The left controllers control the blue ship and the right controllers control the red ship. You can choose either player when playing a single-player game. On boss battles, both players will earn points for defeating the boss no matter who makes the kill shot. Management has the option to set the machine for alternating play as opposed to simultaneous play. Scoring for the game is as follows. You'll earn 10 points for shooting an enemy shot, 100 points for shooting the lowest 2 levels of enemies as well as the asteroids, 200 points for shooting the 3rd and 4th levels of enemies, 300 points for shooting the top row of enemies, and you will earn a mystery number of points for shooting the spaceship. For cattle mutilation rounds, you'll earn either 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 800, 1,200, or 2,000 points for shooting the flying saucers based on how far from the ground they are when you hit them. Shooting a spaceship when it is holding a cow will earn you 10 times the value of what you would have normally earned. You'll earn 5,000 points each remaining cow at the end of the round, and a 20,000 point bonus if you complete the wave without losing any of your cows. You'll earn 50,000 points for defeating the first boss, 70,000 points for defeating the second boss, 100,000 points for defeating the final boss, and 200,000 points for defeating the boss you face for not using any continues. I really enjoyed playing this game and highly recommend playing it whether in an arcade setting or on an emulator. I like this game more than Buster Brothers, but not as much as Frogger, so Majestic 12 shoots its way into the 23rd position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Sunday.